Welcome back. This is chapter 3rd, Gopal and the Hilsa fish. So let's talk about the chapter. It's as I've already mentioned about Gopal and Hilsa fish. Gopal, who is the chief character of this story and who is a jester here. Jester, like you can compare. If we talk about jesters, some of the renowned jesters, some of the famous jesters that comes to our mind are Birbal, then Tenali Rama from south, and this jester hailed. He hailed from Bengal. Hilsa fish is a variety of fish, is a kind of fish which is found in Bengal, Assam, and in Bangladesh. In majority of it, that is basically this Hilsa fish comes from Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the source, chief source, and Podda river there, that is the Ganga river which enters in Bangladesh is known by the new name Podda, and this river here, in this river this fish is found, and in a particular season it's found in plenty. So obviously, so Gopal is also Gopal is from say Bengal or related to Bangladesh, Assam, this province you can say. So let's now proceed and learn what is there in this story. It was the season for Hilsa fish. Fishermen could think of nothing but Hilsa fish. Okay, so this was the season for Hilsa fish, a particular season in which they are found in plenty, and a particular season when they breed in plentiful and a good number, and this is when the fishermen are mad about it because this is very high on demand. This fish is so popular, this is so much on demand, so people want it so much that fishermen, even the fishermen, cannot think of any other fish but only Hilsa during that particular season, monsoon season in particular, because it fetches huge amount. If other fish is sold for say 200 rupee a kg, this is sold for 500 to 600 rupees. So very much, very much costly, very much expensive, you can say. Now, it's not very clear. Let's zoom it. Fishmongers sold nothing but Hilsa fish. And fishmongers, that is the fishermen, sold nothing but Hilsa fish. Come, buy, the price of Hilsa is down today. And since the market is full, the fish market is full of Hilsa fish, so everyone there is selling Hilsa fish, and they would just attract the customers by calling them and announcing that the prices of Hilsa is down today. Come and buy, the prices are down today. Okay, so householders could talk of nothing but Hilsa fish, and even the householders, that is people people at home can talk about nothing but HILSA fish. They have only one thing in their mouth, that is, in market there is only one thing they find, that is HILSA fish. Even at their homes, at houses, they talk of nothing but HILSA fish. How much did you pay for that HILSA? You wouldn't believe it if I told you. So they would just ask, how much did you pay for this HILSA? Because the people who carry HILSA fish would be coming with a sense of pride. They move very proudly, they walk about very proudly, and the people look at them enviously, jealously. So they would ask them, how much did you pay for this HILSA? You wouldn't believe, and the one returning with HILSA would proudly say, happily say, you wouldn't believe if I told you. That is, it's quite cheap today. And in the palace too, the courtiers could discuss nothing but HILSA fish. Okay, even at the court, at the king's court, people, the courtiers, can talk of nothing but HILSA fish everywhere. People are only thinking of HILSA fish, right from the fishermen to the people selling fishes in the market, to the buyers, even the courtiers. Everyone is discussing about HILSA fish and nothing else. Your Majesty, you should have seen the huge HILSA I caught. It was. So even at the court, people, the courtiers would say, Your Majesty, you should have seen. That is, you should have seen the huge HILSA that I caught today. So after that, coming to the next page. Stop it! Are you a courtier or a fisherman? Now the king, getting agitated by all these talks of HILSA fish, would angrily, furiously say, are you a courtier or a fisherman? The courtier fell silent. With downcast eyes, the king felt guilty, and the courtiers would have their eyes downwards, that is, they bow their head, and the king felt guilty, and the king would feel guilty. He would feel bad about it, since he had scolded his courtiers, so he felt bad about it. I'm sorry, I lost my temper. It is the season for HILSA fish and no one. Then he would regret it, and he'd say, I'm sorry I lost my temper. I could not control my temper. I'm very much sorry. It is the season for HILSA fish. Since it is the season for HILSA fish and no one is talking about anything else, so I got agitated. Not even Gopal can stop anyone from talking about HILSA fish. Now the king announced that, well, no one, not even Gopal, is able to stop people from discussing, from talking about HILSA fish, even for 5 minutes, not even for 5 minutes. Oh, I think I could, Your Majesty. Gopal, present there, exclaimed. He shouted and said, oh, I think I could, Your Majesty. He said, oh, Majesty, I think I could stop people from speaking about it, talking about it. Then let me see you buy a huge HILSA and bring it to the palace without anyone asking you a word about it. Now, as they said that, yes, I think I could stop people from talking about it. So the king, as he challenged, say in a way he challenged the king that he could stop people talking about it. So the king, from his side, threw this challenge to him. He said, make people stop talking about it while you come with HILSA fish from the market to the palace. I accept the challenge, Your Majesty. And Gopal gleefully, happily accepted the challenge that was thrown by the king. A few days later, why is your face half shaven? I'm dressing up to buy a fish. Now here there is interaction between Gopal and his wife. So a few days later, that is, the king threw a challenge to Gopal. He accepted it, and after a few days, he was at home with his wife. Now there is an interaction between the two. Why is your face half shaven? Wife asked him, why is your face half shaven? That is, he was having beard and he shaved his beard half. Not full, but half of the face. Beard from half of the face, or beard of half of the face was shaven and half was there only. That is, the half was not shaved, unshaved. So the wife asked, getting puzzled as why he left the half of the beard unshaved. I'm dressing up to buy a fish. Gopal answered immediately. He said, I am dressing up to buy a fish. That is, this is my dress up, this is my look. I'm going to buy HILSA fish, and this is the look that I'm going to go with to the market. What's the matter with you? Why are you smearing yourself with ash? And next thing, after that, he didn't stop there only. That is, the face was half shaven, and after that, the next thing he did was he smeared ash on his face. That is, he took ash that is, after burning off coal, after burning off that is wood, there remains ash, the gray, something gray remains there, powdery, something like powder, gray in color remains. He took that ash and smeared, that is, applied on his face now. So the lady, getting puzzled, said, what are you doing? What's the matter with you? I told you I'm dressing up to buy a HILSA fish. Gopal answered again. He said, I have told you I am dressing up to buy HILSA fish. That is, previously also I informed you I am dressing up. I'm just putting on the dress. I'm taking this appearance to go and buy HILSA fish. This appearance is must before I go and buy HILSA fish, according to him. Listen to me, please. You can't possibly go out in those disgraceful rags. What are you up to? Now, the lady, his wife, informed him that you cannot go in these disgraceful rags. That is, disgraceful means something that brings dishonor, disrepute, or a bad name. So, according to his wife, if he went with those disgraceful rags, rags means torn clothes. So what he did before he went to buy HILSA fish, he shaved his beard half, then smeared ash. Third thing that he did was he worn. That is, he wore, put on torn clothes. The wife said, "You cannot go in these disgraceful rags, in these torn clothes. What are you up to? What are you planning to do?" "I cannot understand," the wife said. "How many times must I tell you, woman, I am out to buy a huge HILSA fish." He repeated the same thing again, this time too, and said that, "Well, I told you, I informed you, you lady, you woman, that I am dressing up, I am preparing, getting ready to go and buy HILSA fish." It's happened to him. He's gone mad. It's happened to him. That is, it has happened. That is, he's gone mad. That is, he's mad. He has become mad, the wife remarked ultimately or finally. Now let's see what happened then. Now he's out of home and going, or say he's now returning from market with HILSA fish. Now let's see the reaction of people here. Gopal bought the HILSA fish and started walking towards the palace. Now he bought the HILSA fish and was on his way back to the palace, not home but palace. Let's see. "Mother, look at that man. Isn't he comical?" Now a boy looked at him and remarked, as he found Gopal walking in such a fashion, or after getting that appearance, walking back to the palace, and this boy finding him funny, finding him comical, finding him interesting, remark, that is, he pointed it out to his mother, he referred it to his mother, informed his mother that the man looks comical, the man looks funny. "He must be a madman." A man says it to the other, that he must be a madman. He must be crazy, mad. "Hush, I think he is a mystic. I think," and the other said, "I think he is not mad, but he is a mystic. He is having some magical power. He is not ordinary man. He must be having magical power, supernatural power with him, and that's why he looks sad, and he must be going with some intention, evil intention or some other intention, to perform some kind of magic or so." Okay, then, when Gopal, it's not very clear, when Gopal reached the palace, "What do you want?" "I want to see the king." Okay, now he reached palace, and reaching there, he found the guardsmen there, standing outside the gate of the palace. So, reaching there, Gopal informed him to allow him in so that he could go and meet king. But then, before he could say such a way, the guardsmen stopped him and asked him to go away. That is, they asked him what he wanted, and he said that, "I want to meet the king." "You cannot see the king. Get away with you." The guardsmen said, "You cannot meet the king. King is not supposed to meet a man who has gone mad. A madman, say." Gopal began to dance and sing loudly. Now, as they denied him permission, as they did not allow him to go in, then in such case he started to dance and sing loudly. So inside the palace, "The man is crazy. Throw him out at once. I want to see the king. Let me in." So inside the palace now, the king was informed by the guard that there is a man at the gate, at the palace gate, and he's crazy. First, he's crazy, informed. So the king said, "Then throw him out at once. If that's a crazy man at the gate, throw him out. I want to see the king." But he is repeatedly asking to be allowed to see you. And the guardman informed the king in that manner, in that way, "Bring that man to me at once." The king asked the guardman to bring that man in at once. "Yes, your majesty." And then the guardman followed the instructions as delivered, as given by the king. Gopal was brought before the king now. Now he was before the king. "It's Gopal." One of the courtiers recognized him and said, "Well, it's Gopal." The man has lost his mind. The courtiers among themselves are discussing this strange happening, and they said, "The man has lost his mind. This man has lost his mind. Look at his appearance. I think it's one of his crazy jokes." And the other remarked that he said, "I believe it's one of his crazy jokes, one of his interesting and funny jokes." "All right, Gopal, out with it." So after getting the remarks from the courtiers, the king wanted now to know what was the matter with him, and he said, "Out with it now. Just open up and say what's the matter with you. Why are you dressed up in this ridiculous fashion?" Now the king wanted to know why was he dressed in such a ridiculous, such a funny manner. "Your majesty, you seem to have forgotten something." At that point, as the king remarked, Gopal reminded him of the challenge. He said, "Perhaps you have forgotten. It seems that you have forgotten something." "Forgotten something?" The king reacted. "Forgotten something? I've forgotten something." Strangely enough, no one seems to be interested in HILSA fish today. Gopal came out with his remark, and he said instantly, strangely, very interestingly, no one is interested today to talk about HILSA fish. From the market to the palace and in the court, not a soul has spoken a word about HILSA fish. Not a single person, right from market to the palace and then finally to the court, no one seemed to be interested in HILSA fish today. Only then did the king remember the challenge he had thrown to Gopal. Only then the king realized he remembered the challenge that he had given to Gopal the other day. "Ha! Well, Gopal, congratulations, you have achieved the impossible once again." And at that, the king praised him, said, You have achieved impossible today. You have made impossible possible today. Everyone was talking about Hilsa fish, but today no one talked of it. So it's a big achievement for you, and congratulations for this achievement. So the king praised him. So this is all from this chapter. Thank you.